fake HOA mocked his robotic arm until his Medal of Valor shut them up. What kind of person mocks a veteran's sacrifice in broad daylight? In the quiet suburb of Willow Creek, where manicured lawns and white picket fences hid petty grudges, Karen Delaney reigned as the HOA's self-appointed enforcer. Her sharp tongue and clipboard were weapons, and she wielded them with glee, targeting anyone who dared defy her vision of neighborhood perfection. But when she set her sights on Jake Turner, a young veteran with a prosthetic arm, she didn't expect to ignite a firestorm that would expose her cruelty and unravel her reign. Jake had moved to Willow Creek 6 months ago, seeking peace after 2 tours in Afghanistan. His robotic arm, a sleek marvel of engineering, was both a lifeline and a badge of survival, earned after an IED took his left arm and nearly his life. He kept to himself, tending a small garden of wildflowers, his way of bringing color back to a world that had felt gray since the war. But to Karen, those wildflowers were a visual nuisance, and Jake's arm? A fake prop to dodge her rules. One scorching July afternoon, she confronted him outside his home, her voice dripping with disdain. "That thing," she sneered, pointing at his arm, "doesn't fool anyone. You're just milking sympathy to break HOA codes." The neighbors, drawn by her raised voice, watched from their porches as Jake stood frozen, his jaw tight, the hum of his prosthetic servos barely audible. The truth was uglier than Karen's words. Jake wasn't just a veteran. He was a decorated hero, awarded the Medal of Valor for saving his squad under fire. His arm wasn't a gimmick, it was a tool to rebuild a life shattered by war. But Karen didn't care about truth. She saw Jake's defiance as a personal affront. She doubled down, circulating a petition to fine him for his unkempt garden and whispering to neighbors that his injury was probably exaggerated. Her campaign gained traction until Mrs. Rosa Alvarez, the neighborhood's quiet librarian, overheard Karen's venom at a coffee shop. Rosa, who'd lost her brother in Vietnam, wasn't one to stay silent. She'd seen Jake's VA records by chance while helping him with paperwork, and she knew the truth. Rosa slipped Jake a note. "Don't let her win. Fight back." The confrontation erupted at the next HOA meeting, held in the community center's stuffy auditorium. Karen, perched at the podium, was mid-rant about Jake's non-compliant garden when he walked in, his prosthetic arm gleaming under the fluorescent lights. The room fell silent. Jake didn't raise his voice. He didn't need to. He held up a small, worn box and opened it to reveal the Medal of Valor, its ribbon catching the light. "This," he said, "is what you call fake." Gasps rippled through the crowd. Karen's face drained of color, but she doubled down, stammering, "That doesn't change the rules." That's when Rosa stood up, her voice trembling with rage. She revealed Karen's secret. Months earlier, Karen had vandalized Jake's mailbox, claiming it was too modern, and now she was escalating her attack. Rosa had a grainy security video from a neighbor's camera, showing Karen smashing the mailbox with a crowbar under cover of night. The room exploded in murmurs. Karen's allies squirmed in their seats, but the tide was turning. Then came the twist. Tim, the HOA treasurer and Karen's loyal sidekick, stood up. Everyone expected him to defend her, but instead he dropped a bombshell. "I'm done covering for you, Karen," he said, his voice shaking. He admitted she'd pressured him to falsify fines against other neighbors, including Jake, to fund her pet projects like a tacky fountain she'd installed without a vote. The crowd roared, demanding answers. Karen, cornered, lashed out, accusing Jake of playing the victim, but her words fell flat. The video played on a projector, showing her crowbar swinging, her face twisted in petty triumph. The evidence was undeniable. Karen's downfall was swift and brutal. The HOA board, humiliated by the revelations, voted to remove her that night. Neighbors who'd once feared her now jeered as she stormed out, her clipboard abandoned on the floor. Jake's garden, once a target, became a symbol of resilience. The next morning, neighbors arrived with shovels and seeds, turning his wildflower patch into a community project. But the real blow came a week later. An anonymous tip later traced to Rosalie to Karen's car being towed for unpaid fines she dodged for years. Her pristine reputation, built on intimidation, lay in ruins. She moved away within a month. Her house sold to a young family who painted it bright blue, a final middle finger to her beige tyranny. Jake didn't gloat. He didn't need to. His garden bloomed brighter, and kids now ran to him, asking about his cool robot arm. At a neighborhood barbecue, he shared his story not of war, but of healing, of finding purpose in small acts like planting seeds. Rosa, now a close friend, toasted to real heroes, her eyes shining. The community, once fractured by Karen's reign, felt whole again. Jake's Medal of Valor wasn't just a medal. It was a reminder that courage outlasts cruelty, that truth can silence even the loudest lies. What do you think? Can one person's stand against injustice change a whole community? Share your thoughts on where the line falls between enforcing rules and wielding power. Let's talk about what makes a hero in the face of petty tyrants.